world isn't a very nice place. In fact, it's a dystopian nightmare, the likes of which you probably haven't got a full clue of, children, but I do. Unfortunately, I know more than I should. That's why I play the fool. You stay alive longer. We live in a world where Jeremy Meeks has secured a $15 million deal to make clothing.
Not a bad deal if I say so myself. Kill me, please. I want to die.
What is this man's credentials to make clothing? I don't know. He had a good mugshot and a lot of women said that he could beat them if he would touch them. That's the world we live in. Meanwhile, if you stand too close to a girl too long or touch her awkwardly and you're not good looking like Jeremy Meeks, you're up on charges. But our boy Jeremy Meeks, he was in prison for doing crimes and people gave him a job for being good looking. But that's not the point we're talking about here. We're talking about Activision Blizzard siding with the Chinese government. Which, honest to God, anyone who's paid attention to gaming isn't really surprised by this. It's kind of like going, in other news, water is wet. YouTube also loves to do censorship, and big corporations love to suck off mainland China, baby. The Red Dragons awaken. The level of money that gaming, music, and movies make from China is staggering. Why do you think Tom Cruise did the movie The Mummy, which was a giant piece of crap? Because it was meant to appeal to people not in America, because that's where the real yen is. Basically, China's economy is going to dwarf America's very soon. Companies are so hell-bent on making money off of China, they'll bend over backwards for it. Even look at Disney. You'd think a powerhouse like Disney wouldn't go through all the hassle for China, but they did. Do you remember the Han Solo movie? Of course not, it wasn't very good. Well, anyway, over in China, it was changed to Ranger Solo. Why? Because China. I guess they'd find it more appealing for some ungodly reason. Basically, everyone's chasing Asia. And after the Avengers Endgame, the Avengers movies are huge in China. You have no idea. I was watching this one clip of, the Iron Man scene where he gets the Infinity Gauntlet. It's not accurate to the comic book, but whatever, let's go on. And he goes, "I'm Iron Man," and snaps his finger. The Asians went fucking mad, dude. You would have thought a portal to Shangri-La opened and Jane Tigers came out doing backflips and barrel rolls while Buddha and Gandhi were waiting inside to tell them, all enlightenment is here, children. I can't even describe it. I've never been that hyped for anything in my life. But somehow Avengers really speaks to China. A Hearthstone's player was banned for speaking his... Chung appeared on the Taiwanese Hearthstone's broadcast wearing a gas mask and goggles. Ironically, this is my setup for when I'm painting. Oddly enough, I guess I'm supporting freedom in China every time I don the airbrush.
讲完那8个字，然后导播我们就结束，我们就什么也都不要聊了。然后你随时可以开始，头先低下来。
光复香港，时代革命。
And he said, "Liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our time," a slogan associated with protesters. This apparently was like Logan Paul in the Suicide Force times 1,000, apparently. This was so controversial that the two hosts of said show, once they heard this, they tried to duck under the table to avoid any level of trouble. Now that should tell you how scary things are in China. Like Orwellian, dude. They have cameras, satellite cameras. I'm not joking. I watch this stuff all the time. Where they can zoom in. Literally. Oh my God, I gotta find a clip of it, dude. Where the camera zooms in and they can pick out people in the crowd. They have face recognition stuff. China has a whole societal program that's literally got a point system attached to you and your profile and your face and everything. China is crazy, dude.
Everywhere she goes, Ouyang Haoyu is followed. What she buys, how she behaves, is tracked and scored to show how responsible and trustworthy she is. It's called the social credit system, and in one version now being tested, a person's reputation is scored on a scale of 350 to 950. And Haoyu, with a good score of 752, is okay with it. In fact, most people are.
It's a mechanism pushes you to become a better citizen.
It's big data meets Big Brother. expanding how the government monitors, understands, and ultimately controls its 1.4 billion citizens.
这个是针对
Thanks to advances in artificial intelligence and facial recognition, and a web of more than 200 million surveillance cameras.
The oppression, you can't even show Winnie the Pooh in China. Do you know why? Because apparently some people were memeing hard on the prime minister or president, whatever the hell this guy is of China. It said he looked like Winnie the Pooh. This upset this man so much that Winnie the Pooh is banned from China. You'd have to be a damn fool to go over there and flash a Winnie the Pooh wallet to pay for something in China. You come up missing. I don't even know how the hell they came up with this Chinese leader being anything like Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is fun. He's friendly. He's enjoyable. Winnie the Pooh says things like, "Oh, Piglet, let's go get some honey. I'm hungry." And this guy says, "Oh, Piglet, let's oppress some people. I feel a power trip coming on, Piglet." As a man who's against censorship and this sort of dystopian crap, I understand the position he's in. And you know what? Good for him for having the balls to say something. I've been watching this sort of crap on the news. Well, not really the news, on the internet. You're not going to see this on the news. Where an undercover Chinese cop shoots a 13-year-old. You're not going to see that on Fox News. Then the protesters like swarming to try and get the gun. Things get crazy. Boom, they set the dude on fire. Not that much of a fire. He was able to put himself out. It's insanity over there. Blizzard, in all of its divinity, basically goes, okay, ban this guy. Blizzard says, we stand by the right to express individual thoughts and opinions, long as it doesn't interfere with our bottom line. And believe me, Blizzard is all about the yen, which isn't even Chinese money, but you know what I'm saying. I'm making jokes here. Blizzard released another statement where it said, moving forward, we will continue to apply tournament rules to ensure our official broadcasts remain focused on the game and are not a platform for divisive social or political views. Those of you who've been paying attention to Blizzard and especially Overwatch, I quit Overwatch because I just got sick of the community. Those of you know that Blizzard spends more time virtue signaling rather than actually improving the game. Every 5 seconds you turn around, some character's gay, some character's non-binary, some characters bi. You know, every 5 seconds. And the second Pride Month rolls around, mother of God, Blizzard becomes insipid with it. It's just kind of like, we get it, it's Pride Month. So what? It's another day for me. I mean, once you're accepted by the community, that means nobody cares. You know, if I were to go to my mother's house and tell her, I got a hole in my pants, what do you want me to do about it, you know? Point being, Blizzard has used the whole virtue signaling, and especially Pride Month, as a marketing campaign forever and a day now. And they have absolutely no problem using this in their broadcasts. Here's a lovely photo of one of our broadcast hosts. And what's that? It's a pride band. I guess she's gay. Okay, Merry fucking Christmas. Not that I cared, but thank you for reminding me, because I'm that interested in your fucking sexual habits, not the game. I can't enjoy this commentary unless I know the sexual orientation of my host. Please tell me. However, the official broadcast needs to be about the tournament. Yeah, as they sell you Pride sweater bands. Fantastic, Blizzard. Have a great Pride Day at the arena. Play Overwatch. Hashtag shields up. Yeah. Take that, conservative. The specific views expressed by Blitzchung were not a factor in the decision we made. I want to be clear. Our relationship with China had no influence on our decision.
You never lied so damn much.
Sure. Blitzchung comes out and actually says something that I feel is a bit more important than the 1 trillionth time that I'm being reminded of Pride Day or month. Because frankly, you don't see cops descending down on the gay pride float and beating the shit out of everybody there and then taking a photo of their face for future reference so they can be surveillanced. Unlike Blitzchung, who most likely has just put himself on a list in China. No doubt about it. Him? Screw it. No. Pride Month in America, totally fine. And that's because Blizzard isn't really woke. I want you to understand that they don't care about you. As much as you think you're getting representation of the game, it's nothing more than lip service to get you to basically support it and possibly throw more money at it because you believe that this company really supports your life choices, when in all actuality, they couldn't give a rat's ass less. If they thought telling you to jump off a bridge would make them more money, they'd do it, because that's essentially what they did to Blitzchung. They threw him to the wolves without a second thought, because they knew if they upset the Chinese government, it would be cut off point immediately. They would lose billions immediately. It wouldn't be this slow trickle feed of money lost. Because over here in America, I'm pretty sure most companies that pull the whole woke thing assume that one day the culture war is going to be in their favor, and that'll be the thing to do. You know, the whole woke and social justice sort of thing. They believe that's where the pendulum's going to swing. But it seems like the pendulum ain't swinging fast enough, or the momentum's going in another direction, because people are not happy with that Batwoman trailer, the Batwoman TV show, but that's a whole other thing. Point being, companies are only catering to you in hopes to get your money. Don't be stupid and believing they care about you. But then again, what do I know? It's just I've been around the block enough times. I give tours now. So I would stick to the tour guide and listen, you little shitbag. Why would Blizzard go through all the hassle to ban this guy for 1 year, withhold all of his earnings? They removed him from the Hearthstone's Grandmasters program and all the money he's earned this season, which is $3,000 plus $500 per each win. He's been knocked down to zero, meaning he gets no money for basically saying, Vive la Resistance, but imagine that in Chinese. They banned him for a year. Oh yeah, the commentators that heard the guy just say, you know, what was the slogan again? Liberate Hong Kong. And they tried to duck under the table. They're like, oh God, don't kill our families, Mr. Chow. They've also been fired. Can you imagine that? That's like being at a bank. A dude runs in and he goes, liberate China, and then steals all the money at gunpoint and leaves. And you duck behind a trash can, right? Because you're like, I don't want to get shot. All right, please. I'm on my mama God. Then you come out from behind the trash can. He runs off. The police arrest him. And then they come and take you away because you stood a little close to the guy. You look like you gave him a wink. I was blinking real fast, trying not to cry. Like, yeah, sure. You're an informant. Take him away. All of this is a clear sign that companies aren't really woke. I mean, they do woke crap probably because in America they think it's the thing to do to make more money. But then companies are slowly starting to realize in America, most of these people screaming about diversity, girl power, this is my journey, aren't exactly going to spend money on all these products and programs. Sure, they're sitting there going, yes, Queen, slay, Batwoman, yas. Well, nobody watched Batwoman. Like 1 million people. The lowest debut on CW. But we'll talk about that some other time. That's a whole other story. I'm all over the place. Here's why Activision Blizzard did all this crap. 1, China's big money. And 2, Call of Duty Mobile was announced on the 8th, dude. And it already has 100 million downloads in the span of 1 week. It's the biggest mobile launch week of all time. This is big money. Now, literally a day later, Activision Blizzard seeks Chinese approval for Call of Duty Mobile as it breaks download records. It's all about money at the end of the day. You see, Activision Blizzard could have gone for the whole, we support his right to say whatever, good for you, Chung. The money they would have lost would have been billions of dollars. So there you have it. Activision Blizzard is really just out to protect its wallet. They don't care about human rights. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. Just like Twitch doesn't care about the Twitch streamers. Well, they care about the ones that make the money. But if there ever came a day where Amaranth and Linity, Dr. Disrespect, and so on didn't bring in the money and they did something backwards, they'd be gone for good. Just like I know YouTube don't give a rat's ass about me. I'm not PewDiePie. I'm not Jake Paul, Logan. I'm not T-Series. I'm not T-Fuse. I'm not Lipton Iced Tea. People need to stop fooling themselves into believing that these corporations care about you or what you think. All these people that sit there and think, oh, the companies are listening to our desires for more diversity in movies and games. No, they're doing it because they think you might actually buy something. But the reality is setting in. Most of the people in America that cry the most for this stuff don't really support anything financially. They're just looking for virtue signal points on social media. Blizzard knows pulling these sort of woke shenanigans in China would hurt their bottom line so fast and so viciously it's not even funny. So to hell with it. Leave them out to dry. Even if the extradition bill didn't come to pass. It's so dark that people are still protesting. It says something. By the way, Hong Kong government has issued a ban on face masks like the one Chung wore on screen. Isn't that crazy? Isn't it? Oh, well, people are wearing gas masks. They're now banned. It's a respirator, dude. It's not even a gas mask. The dude is wearing a respirator. You can use that for painting, doing some upholstery, and ripping down some walls and whatnot. It's not going to protect you from Agent Orange. And since it's used by protesters, the government banned it. It's a scary thought, really. You might not know what this bill is, and maybe not even care, but there is a bit to it that's worth noting. With this whole extradition bill, it would give mainland China the ability to take people from Hong Kong who they figure are hiding. This all started from a Taiwanese man that killed his wife or girlfriend, and in Taiwan, they don't really have laws to deal with these sort of crimes. So mainland China wants to, put him on trial and so on and so forth. Now, the thing is, this bill concerns the people of Hong Kong because, one, Hong Kong is autonomous and it's kind of a democracy versus the rest of China, which is communist. This bill would also give mainland China the ability to extradite people on trumped up charges. That's what everyone's worried about. You see, mainland China could sit there and go, oh, well, you did some Winnie the Pooh memes of our great prime minister. We need you to come in for questioning. You're going to be extradited to mainland China and tried as a criminal. They could use this to get rid of public dissidents. They could use this to get rid of activists. They could use this to stop journalists who say a little too much. And China definitely is a communist country where you can't question too many things. It's not as free as most people probably would assume it is. That's the problem with this bill. It can be used for darker things. That's what worries everyone in Hong Kong. That's the big stink. If, for me giving you a synopsis or paraphrasing, cutting it down into a digestible bite, that's the big issue here. And by the way, if you think people are just exaggerating the bill or overreacting, keep in mind, Winnie the Pooh is banned in China because people associated the prime minister with looking like Winnie the Pooh. I don't think you need any more examples than that. After Blizzard pulled this very big faux pas, the hammer was laid down. Boycott Blizzard was trending on Twitter. People are uninstalling World of Warcraft Classic right now all over Twitter. It's pretty much popping off that Blizzard has looked like a complete and utter fucknut. Even 2 Hearthstone commentators quit following the Hong Kong player ban. This was a PR nightmare of epic proportions for Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, nonetheless. Also, Blizzard employees staged a walkout and protest over this player being banned. Blizzard really got dragged over the coals. As of October 11th, 2019, Blizzard reduced the penalties following the public backlash over the esports player ban. They also returned his winnings to him, and his suspension has been shortened. By how much, I'm not quite sure. To 6 months instead of a whole year. He's been reinstated his competition winnings, blah, 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 blah. Basically, they're rolling it back. It's kind of amazing that Blizzard didn't see all of this coming. And I'm glad at least something was returned to him, especially his prize money. He won that. There's no sense in taking the dude's money because he decided to speak a political view about his country that is in disarray right now. If you ever needed proof that companies really don't care, this is it. They're only doing this because of the huge backlash they received. If only a handful of people made a stink, like a few YouTubers, Blizzard would have brushed it under the rug and did nothing. But since a few YouTubers, all of Twitter, and the community band together to push back, now Blizzard's doing something. And that's only because they're worried they'll lose money. Really, to fight these guys, you got to hit them where it hurts, and that's the wallet.